Hey, it's me, your boy Peng. I'm breaking my year-long vow of silence. Recently, I've decided that I've put so many hours into Mordhau that it would be kind of criminal to not show the game some respect. And in what better way to show respect than to do the achievements? A lot of games just throw you achievements left and right, and then some of it is just unnecessarily grindy garbage. Mordhau's achievements, though, they got some spice. And back in January I checked, and I only had about 6 left. 6 easy achievements. Now to make this interesting, I set some rules. Only public servers, and only frontline and invasion, because some of these achievements are made difficult by the fact that you have to fight 20 people at the same time. Now the first loadout I decided it has to be a peasant build. Living sculpture needs carving knives. I can also combine that with yoink, which is pulling a thrown weapon out of somebody's face while they're still alive. Easy. First loadout figured out. Now we just gotta jump into a server and find out why this was a terrible, terrible idea. First of all, the carving knife is a piece of shit weapon. And second of all, you need 10 of these kills. See, normally when you attack somebody, it stuns them, unless they have a riposte. Well, not with the carving knife. The carving knife doesn't care. So you can hit an enemy like twice while they're in the swing animation, and they'll still hit you. There's no stuns. It also doesn't deal any damage. Fighting multiple people really becomes an issue. It takes a while to kill somebody, and your exposed peasant brain case can't wear a helmet, so anyone can just walk up behind you and decapitate you in the 5 minutes it takes to kill an opponent. But I found a solution. You can hurl it at anybody's unarmored head and get a one-hit kill. It's not bad, it's not great, but it works sometimes.
I don't think so.
Now given that I'm hurling shit all across the map, this is a good time to attempt the yoink achievement. You just have to pull one of these knives out of an enemy player. The problem I had though is I'm really bad at not being an idiot, so the smart way to do this was to throw this into an enemy while their back was turned and then run up and pull it out, like a smart person. I kept trying to pull it out of people in 1v1s because I'm a dum-dum. But that's the strategy that actually got me the achievement, so take that, college. So that was 2 achievements done, one of them being the 3rd hardest out of the global achievement pool, Living Sculpture. Only 2.1% of people have accomplished it across the globe. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I went into my second loadout, which was the longsword, the training sword, and the loot. This loadout would be sufficient to potentially get the remaining 4 achievements, but realistically it was only going to be the 3, and even more realistically only 2 of them. You had Virtuoso, which is kill people with the loot. The loot deals enough damage to get some kills, but it'll slow you down. That's about the only downside. It's not hard, not particularly bad, it's just something that makes you feel dirty. It's a weapon of peace, and you're just whacking people with it. The other one though is Training Accident, which... Fuck. Do you like how the carving sword at least had speed as an upside to its garbage damage? Well, good news. The training sword has neither speed nor damage. So 90% of the time you'll be fighting this dude for a while. You'll get him down to some, I don't know, like 70, and then his teammate will come run by and just decapitate him while trying to hit you. So then you got a new target to fuck with, and then that just continues indefinitely until you get decapitated by your teammate. I figured I'd try the horse out. Because hey, I can't throw it, I don't have speed, but I got range. And the horse sounded like a great idea at the time because I was under the impression that every single weapon used on the horse would lead to a one-hit kill, and I was wrong. The most damage I could get out of the training sword was about 38, and that's a lot better than like the 3 but it still ain't easy. And this is probably the best way to actually do the achievement if you're going to set the same arbitrary rules for yourself. But at the end of the day, I actually did get the kill from just charging at wounded enemies. It worked for me eventually, and just like that, 2 more achievements down. Now these final 2 are the hardest 2 in the game according to global stats. Stairway to Hell is, statistically, the hardest achievement in the game. And that is because you never fight anyone on a ladder. Never. It happened to me once organically. Once. Organically. There's really no reason for 2 people to fight each other on a ladder. In fact, you move at the same speed on the ladder too, so if the other person has a slight head start, you don't have a chance. I did have a strategy initially, which my plan was to bait someone to climbing the ladder, detach from the ladder, and then try to reattach the ladder below them. We're using this sort of reverse leapfrog maneuver. However, few people took the bait, and those who did take the bait just kept climbing the ladder, and so that was a problem. Back to the drawing board, and I had to come up with a brand new plan, which once again involves throwing things. Apparently, a kill counts on the ladder as long as you're on the ladder and you receive a kill, as far as I can tell. So throwing axes off of a ladder, it counts. There's actually really only one good spot for this, and that's Mountain Pass. The ladder that they added for blue side attacking red side has a perfect line of sight down this corridor, and you can just hurl your axes through there, and you can just hope for the best. But it did work out pretty well. I actually got 3 kills that way, and my final kill for this achievement was thanks to this nice little archer right here. He was so kind as to walk directly in front of the axe that I missed. Thank you, default archer. Made it look a little easy here, but trust me, it's a pain in the ass. There's a very narrow window in which you can throw an axe off of a ladder, and most of the time it gets stuck on the ladder. And if it does get stuck on the ladder, you can't pull it off while holding onto the ladder. You have to let go of the ladder, grab the axe, and then grab back onto the ladder. It's fun. Now I understand why very few people actually have this achievement. It's obnoxious and dumb, and you have to cheese it. But let's move on to something more obnoxious and more cheesy. The hidden achievement, aka End Them Rightly. For this achievement, you have to kill somebody with the pommel of the longsword. It's an emote that is exclusive to the longsword. It also has a 5-second throw animation. You can't cancel the animation at all, and that pommel doesn't come back from resupply. So you basically get 1 pommel per longsword. Now don't worry, because there's a bunch of rusty longswords all across a map like Mountain Pass, but go back to worrying, because those don't have throwable pommels for some reason. So that's cool. Also, they deal exactly 1 damage. 1 damage. Just 1. That's not an exaggeration. No matter where you hit on the body, no matter what the enemy's armor is, it is always exactly 1 damage. You have to get a kill this way. There's 2 strategies around this. You can hurl pommels around and hope that you eventually hit somebody, or do my patented professional strategy. It took me 2 weeks to even remember was possible and an option, and that is waiting for Flesh Wound. Now if you don't know how Flesh Wound's gonna help the situation, I wouldn't blame you, because nobody runs the perk anymore. Basically, a player with Flesh Wound will occasionally gain an extra HP on death, and be able to fight again for a few more seconds. They only gain 1 HP though, so any damage will take them down. And this is the prime pommel opportunity. It's still a pain in the ass though. It turns out that the length it takes to pull that pommel off and throw it is just about the length of Flesh Wound. So that's fun. There are 2 ways that people with Flesh Wound react though. 1 is they actually do it intelligently and rush you. And 2 is that they stand there and don't do anything because they forgot that the perk is even there. You want reaction 2, because that's the only way you're going to get this achievement. Also, you gotta worry about other nerds smacking you, because apparently you can't cancel the animation yourself, but they can cancel it for you. Like I said, nobody runs this perk anymore, so you gotta listen to the screams, you gotta look for missing limbs, and then you gotta just focus on that player. And honestly, it's even hard just to find footage of people with Flesh Wound. It took me forever to actually do, and I finally accomplished it with somebody else's kill. Ain't that just nice? After that kill, I finally had all the achievements for Mordhau. Was it worth it? Eh. Like I said, Mordhau has some spicy achievements. They're at least interesting. There's something out of the norm. There's something you gotta work for. There's that one where you have to drop an icicle on somebody's head that I did in my archery video a while ago. That one's pretty cool. Like I said, they're kinda neat, but at the end of the day, who cares? I just thought I'd make a funny video. And I won't know until, I guess I edit it